Hola, ¿cómo están? Mi nombre es Gina Francica. Mario está en una asignación especial el día de hoy, así que voy a estar acompañándolos en este programa. Tengo una invitada súper especial, es la doctora Tracye Polson. Ella es la candidata demócrata para el City Council, que además es mamá, es sobreviviente de cáncer, es licenciada en trabajo social, tiene un estudio de psicología y tengo muchas cosas para compartir con ella porque realmente es alguien súper lindo, muy sweet y una persona que va a tomar decisiones importantes para nuestro futuro. Le damos la bienvenida. ¿Cómo está? How are you? Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to have you here today. I'm very nervous. We spoke about this already, but I'm glad. Actually, it's a privilege to have you here today.
Thank you, Gina. I appreciate it. It's lovely to be with you. We're just going to have a fun conversation.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I want to tell people about your background a little. Quiero contarle a ustedes acerca del background de la doctora. Are you from Florida?
No.
Ella no es de la Florida. How many years ago did you move here?
12 years ago.
12 years ago. So that will be 2012.
Yes.
What did it make you move to Florida?
Well, my husband had family here, and we had visited, and I fell in love with the area. I just thought it was beautiful. And so when my youngest went off to college, I thought this was a great time to make a change. And so we moved down here, and it's been lovely. It's a beautiful area. The people are amazing, and I can't imagine living anyplace else.
Yeah. Well, I asked her, yo le pregunté qué era lo que a ella le había motivado a mudarse aquí a la Florida, y ella me dijo que se mudó aquí hace 12 años, que su esposo tiene familia aquí, y cuando su hijo mayor decidió irse hacia la universidad, pensó que este era el mejor lugar donde ella podía venir a vivir. Es un área hermosa, le gusta la gente y le gusta pues todo lo que está alrededor. You have been doing social work, and you actually work with couples, with families that have been going through trauma. How that can help you to make very decisions with the things that are going on right now in the city?
It's a great question. So I have more than 20 years experience as a clinical social worker, where I work with families and couples who have had traumatic experiences. And one of the skills that I have is I'm a very, very good listener. And then I ask questions that help people think about what their choices are. And oftentimes people, when they come to see me, they're worried, they feel like they don't have any options. And so together, we try to figure out what their options are and work together to solve problems so that they can live lives that feel more fulfilling.
Yo le pregunté a ella que, como ella es trabajadora social y además ella tiene un estudio de psicología donde atienden a parejas y a familias que han pasado por trauma, cómo ella podría utilizar esa experiencia para solucionar los problemas que están pasando ahora mismo en la comunidad. Y ella contestó que ella tiene el don a través de este trabajo de poder escuchar y de poder analizar mejor a la gente, y eso la podría ayudar para pues poder ir avanzando en los problemas que tenemos en la ciudad y poder tomar mejores decisiones. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is, what made you think that you should run for City Council? ¿Qué es lo que le hizo pensar a usted que debía de enlistarse para candidata de City Council?
So I ran for office back in 2018. I ran for the Florida House, and I lost by about 1,200 votes. And I was very fortunate to have the endorsement of Tommy Hazouri, whose seat this was before he passed away on September 11th. And I feel like my background as a mental health professional, a mom and a wife and a board member, I'm the daughter of an Army veteran, and I'm also a breast cancer survivor. And so all of those experiences and what I bring to listening and decision making and you know, I think I have something very unique to offer. And I also think that we've seen a lot of distrust of our elected officials. There's a lot of corruption and cronyism here. People are not happy that their recycling isn't being picked up. And there are a lot of concerns. And so I feel like I have something unique, as I said, because of my background to offer. This is about the people of Jacksonville, and they deserve representatives who are listening to them and that we are their voice. And so that is what I hope to bring to City Council if I'm elected.
Okay, so ella lo que dice es que además del background que ella tiene como trabajadora social y como psicóloga, es mamá, que además de todo eso, ella es sobreviviente de cáncer, y todas esas cosas le hizo pensar a ella que ella tenía la experiencia para poder aportar algo bueno a la ciudad. También ella hace mención de que en el 2018 tuvo otra candidatura que perdió solamente por 1,200 votos. It was like 1,200 votes, right? The 2018 election. Y entonces, pues no es la primera vez, ella ya ha estado en este ruedo, y pues básicamente tiene la experiencia y tiene el conocimiento para poder escuchar mejor y pues estar preparada para lo que pueda tener esta carrera que se avecina para ella. Okay, my second question. I have a lot of questions for you today. What problems do you think are the biggest issues facing the city at this moment, and how would you propose a solution? Like we already spoke about the recycling. I think that's a big problem.
Yes, so one of the other things that I've been talking about is the importance of mental health.
Yes.
Both mental health in terms of the community as a whole, but I'm also talking about it in terms of public safety. So there's a program with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that pairs a licensed mental health professional to go along on crisis calls with police. And what this does is it helps de-escalate problematic situations, and it prevents people from being put in jail when what they need is mental health treatment. And so I've been talking a lot about supporting police. It's a dangerous job, and making sure that they have the resources. And this is an area that if we can prevent people from being put in jail, it creates a safer community for both police as well as citizens. So I think that's an important sort of area to promote.
Yeah. Pues ella lo que explica en la pregunta es que yo le pregunté que cuál ella piensa que es el problema más grande que tiene la ciudad en este momento y cuál sería la solución. Y ella, además de, entre otras cosas, como por ejemplo el recycling, que ella lo mencionó antes y yo también, considera que hay una crisis grande de salud mental y que hay un programa específico que se está llevando a cabo con el Sheriff's Office, donde se están, what is actually doing with the Sheriff's Office? It's just that the answer is long and I just get lost when I need to translate.
It's basically a licensed mental health professional would go along with police on crisis calls.
Okay.
And so
cada vez que haya una crisis, una persona que tiene una licencia como, it will be like a psychologist or...
Yes, or it could be a social worker or a mental health counselor.
Okay, una persona que está especializada en trabajo social, un psicólogo o que está licenciado en salud mental va a acompañar al oficial de policía para poder intervenir dentro de estas crisis, and I think that's a really good idea. Like we can actually avoid a lot of the interventions that we have that ended up in arrest and unnecessary violence if we have someone like that with them.
Yes, it's really a much more humane way of treating people, and like I said, it really helps both police and people in the community, and getting people the help that they need. So that's something, and as we've been working this campaign and talking to people and knocking on doors, it is without a doubt something that people respond to. It resonates with everybody because I think most people have somebody in their family or themselves who struggle with mental health problems.
Yes, and we talked before we went on air, we talked about the crisis here in Jacksonville. It's really, really difficult to get mental health, not only because of the insurance. A lot of people doesn't even have insurance. A lot of insurance don't even cover. If they cover, it's super expensive, and so it's for some areas in the city, because it's not everywhere, but for some areas it's really hard to get some help. And if the final help is going to come from the police when it's needed, then it's welcome, I think. Bueno, tercera pregunta. What do you think about the difference in infrastructures around the city? Streets, developments, schools, and why some more economically challenged areas such as Arlington, North Side, West Side aren't being maintained. Like, I have the feeling, and some of the people around me have the same feeling, like they been abandoned by the city governments. So yo le pregunto a ella qué piensa sobre las infraestructuras de la ciudad, las calles, los desarrollos de casa que se están haciendo, las escuelas, y por qué en algunos lados de la ciudad que están aislados económicamente o un poco más marginados, como la zona de Arlington, del norte y del West Side, no se están manteniendo, no se ven las mismas evoluciones en las calles, no se ven las mismas construcciones, no se ven los mismos emprendimientos para crear nuevas escuelas, y que estas zonas sienten como que los han abandonado de la parte de la ciudad.
So I think part of it has to do with the promises of consolidation that were not kept, and so these are problems that have been going on for 50 years. There is money from the federal government that is going to be used to replace some of the failing septic tanks on the north side and the west side, as well as we need sidewalks and we need street lights and pedestrian walkways. And I think those things will, and I'm hearing that too, that people in different neighborhoods feel like their city officials are not advocating for those resources. So that is something that I will be doing when I'm elected.
Okay. Ella dice que cuando ella salga electa, lo que va a comenzar a preocuparse es primero por cambiar los pozos sépticos, segundo por poder hacer más sendas peatonales para que la gente pueda caminar, también poner las luces en la ciudad, y dice que ella ha estado escuchando estas preguntas de parte del resto de la población, y es que ella se va a basar en eso una vez que comience su carrera en esta candidatura. Okay, so do you have a plan or proposal so the people of Jacksonville in need of mental health will be able to get it, which I think we kind of spoke about that. Le pregunto si ella tiene alguna idea o algún propósito para que la gente que esté necesitando ayuda a nivel mental pueda recibirla.
So there's one population in particular where we're seeing the benefits of mental health services, and that's with our homeless population. And so there's a program, it's a private-public partnership between the Sulzbacher Center and the city, where they are doing intensive case management to try and work with folks to get them their medication, take them to their appointments, and get them the help, and again, to sort of keep them from being put in jail. Mm-hmm. And so I think that, when a pilot program works, it's an opportunity to advocate to expand that program.
Ella dice que están trabajando en un programa piloto donde van a poder ayudar a las personas a recibir la ayuda mental que ellos necesitan, y una vez que el programa esté funcionando, estos problemas de salud mental en la ciudad van a estar eliminados. Bueno, nos vamos a un corte comercial, regresamos en breve, no se vayan, yo sigo muy bien acompañada de la doctora Tracye Polson.